here. Change these out. Pronounced here. Alright, got a baseboard going to be replacing. A few baseboards, got some, looks like water damage or something. That's what it looks like. I need probably a new deal here, but I'll go ahead and take that off. And going to want to take some steps to preserve the deal here. Set that to preserve the wall. So I'm going to want to cut along the top of the baseboard all the way. Just to make sure everything's going to come off without chunks of the wall, you know. We'll be caulking in the new baseboard. And in theory, we'll be taking the whole deal. The utility knife will work better, but the utility knife I was going to use broke and the blade would not come out. So what I've got is pry bar and then another piece of wood behind it to protect the wall. So just like that, that's all we need. Not too difficult. There's the baseboard, but it's coming out anyway. There we go. Nothing much to it. Go along the whole deal. Keep on pulling. Once I'm behind it, looks like that's going to do it. And this I can take down and use as a template to get my size lined up. So that'll help. There we go. Nice and easy. This just has some longer staples. Definitely if you have a nail gun, that would definitely make this a lot easier and quicker. But alright. This in the corner. Take my knife and separate this here. Pull that out. I didn't want to pull the one next to it, so I don't need to replace that one. There we go. And these I can pull out all the nails if I want to. Don't have to. I've got this unit that's like ready to go. I'm going to get showed. So what I want to do is just prep them. I'll put the board back in place, loosen the other boards that I need to, and make it look good in between what I'm doing here, in theory. Okay, no more nails. I'll just make it less likely for me to get poked or anything. And maybe I can set it in place for temporary. Yeah. There we go. Until I'm ready to carry it on out. And that'll be my template. It'll be nice and easy. And probably I can get them all in one shot. So a few other ones. Okay, moving right along. I got a baseboard here to replace. Pre-slice it to preserve the wall. In theory. The better I can preserve that, the easier it's going to be for me in the future. There we go. I don't want to mess up my knife, so I'm gonna take this. There we go. Okay. These, I'll pull these nails out. Just make it less likely for you to get poked.
And it makes it that much easier to use the old board for a
Have a
template.
nice surface to start with, and nice and easy. Okay, utility knife would definitely speed this up, but it's okay. It's a quick deal. Got my knife here.
My utility knife broke.
Slice along the wall. It's going to prevent, if this is caulked on, prevent that pulling off our wall material.
Prevent it from damaging the texture.
It's a much easier job to take that initial step. Cut at the corner and cut this corner here. Easy slice there. And we just take the little blocker board, another piece of baseboard. Sometimes gotta start it with a knife. There we go. Now I can get under there with the blocker board. Okay. And just make sure it's not pulling the wall. Just the baseboard. There we go. There we go. Nice. That went really good. Okay, now I want to pull out the nails that are in the wall. I've got my hammer if I need it, but I might need it for those. A couple strong ones there. A couple here. Okay. And you can either hammer them in or pull them out. Too important either way. Just pulling those out. Pull that out. There we go. Pulled it out. Okay, that's all the baseboards. Just careful because the nails can be rusty and sharp. So if you're feeling along, it might be better to use a tool. Get an unnecessary cut. There we go. We're all set and ready. Now I'll be taking these down, can use them as a template, and I can get the same angle cuts and make this all work out nice and quick. Everything else is in good shape. Just, I'm not sure what happened. The carpet cleaner left it too wet or a leak of some sort. But anyway, change that all out. Make it nice and new. Okay, now that all my deals are pre-done, I can gather them all up together and then use them as templates to cut my new ones for and keep this thing pretty much showable while I do it. Be a little quicker.
And I was so glad I had set this up because right at that moment I heard footsteps coming up the stairs. So I kind of set myself stuff to the side and the unit was showed and was glad that, you know, again, that I had gotten everything ready. So it worked out just right. I think my instincts were good on this one. Instincts, intuition, instincts. Anyway, it worked out.
Okay, now I'll just pop them out and go. All together. It'll be nice and easy. At least now I don't have to be pricking my hands with any nails or anything. Take it on out and replace them. Now just match the angles. Nice and easy. Yeah, hopefully no one shows up to see it in the meantime. But even there, shouldn't be too bad. We'll be all set. I wonder, I mean, somebody probably noticed, but you know, won't be too bad.
Okay, I had a pressure washer going on this one, so I had to mute the audio. I thought that'd be a better experience for you watching the video. On the left side had a straight cut, that's simple. On the right side, there's a couple ways to cut baseboards, and one of them is the scribe cut, which is what you see here. The other board is cut at an angle to match up to the existing baseboard where it's going to set against. The other way to do this is to cut two 45s and make them meet up. So this one, I just traced it with my knife. I was only using hand tools on this mission, no power tools, just using what I had, and I actually didn't even have a pen with me, so just using my knife. And even beyond that, just used my Leatherman to cut the angled cut, as it's got a nice small saw on there that actually works really good. I really like this particular multi-tool. It's a Swiss Army knife multi-tool. It really gets me out of a lot of jams and does a great job with what it does. But other than that, just cutting it straight and you know, cutting it to match what I had existing. And then on the other one, cutting the 45s. You know, again, I had to mute the audio here for the pressure washer, but that's that. Angle, same way.
Okay, got my baseboards. Gonna drop these two right here. Bring this one to the back. Bring it on in. This one had that cut angle. A couple, you know, ways to do baseboard to make it nice, and you know, you can cut them at miters or you can cut a scribe. So it just depends what will make it work out better, or what style you like. Seen all different. So yeah, just put it on down there. And then back down here should be our keyed in scribe deal. Scrab. Come on, buddy. Come on, subscribe. Okay. There we go. So far, so good. We'll line it up with our line. Be nice and easy. And kind of line up our line here. There we go. And go ahead and pop that up and make it nice and even. There we go. Everything matches up good. It's going to be real nice. There we go. Right there. Okay. Then we'll pop a couple nails. And before I do that, I'm going to set up my other deals. That way, just in case the unit gets shown or whatnot, there'll be more fish. Right. So, take a look here. Here we go. Yeah. There we go. It's tight. This one may be almost too tight. Maybe to go into that side a little. But there we go. Just a little low. Grab my. Here we go. Go. Line up the line. Looks like that's how it was. It's good. It's gonna be nice. Okay. And this one's got our mitered edge and a straight edge on this side. So here goes the straight edge. This board is a little bowed. This would be the one to really start with, right? There's our mitered edge. Nice, nice, nice. Perfect. It's going to be great. There we go. Okay, got my finishing nails and my hammer. This is done. And definitely be better with an air compressor, but I'm showing you doing everything by hand today. So that's what I've got going. So here we go. With these I'll set the nails and then we'll come back and I'll set them. Getting my line right up to the line. There we go. It's gonna be great. And we just don't want to hammer the face of the and I'm staying more than an inch off of this edge so that we don't, if there's a corner bead, I don't want to really hit that corner bead. I don't want to deform that. I would just go every couple feet or so. You saw the original didn't have a whole lot of nails in it. Just enough to flip it on. We're going to caulk it in as well. There should be a stud on one side of this outlet, so we'll utilize that. Right there. So really if we go about every 16 inches, we would find studs. And do one through here as this area is wanting to be a little funny. There we go, right instead. Okay, once we get our nails in, then we can use a nail set. I don't have a nail set with me, just got my screwdriver, so I'm going to use this as a punch to recess those nails just a little bit. And that way I can caulk the nail heads and everything will look nice and neat. Yeah. There we go. Okay, this one I'm going to put another nail in. Okay, listen. The studs maybe right here. Maybe. Either way, I'll toenail it, and that way it'll. Can't grab and not pull out on me. top edge wanting to pull out still, so and sounds good right there. Ooh, that sounded a little too solid. I'm a little nervous about a water line right there. The bathroom's right on the other side of this. So, call me paranoid. I'm gonna pick a different spot. I'm gonna go right here. I'm just gonna toenail it in that angle. That other deal made me really paranoid. Right. So we'll caulk the top edge. We'll caulk the corner. I could have caulked it before putting it together, but it's okay. We'll caulk it, paint everything in. Be nice and new. Baseboards. Alright, continue in right along with the other deals. Okay, here we go. One more in the center. This one nice and easy. Alright. And then with the nail set, that'll allow us to caulk it so the nail holes won't be visible at all. There we go. Time for me to just buy a nail set, but only got the one job. So. I'm cheap. Buy a new screwdriver. All right. Okay, last baseboard. Got a longer run here, so what I'm going to do is start in the middle and then work my way to the end. Tell that everything is going to set good. Looks like on this outlet, it's on this side, is a stud. So start there. Top of this was a little chewed, but we're going to be caulking that top edge anyway, so it'll work out good. And the stud. I want to avoid hitting the face. It's better to use the nail set, or in this case, a screwdriver, to set the nail. That way we don't get a hammer mark on the face. This one I'm going to be painting. That's going to cover that anyway. Doesn't look like it's really going to show up at all. And we can basically go 16 inches on center, which be nice if, well, I can just mark my hammer. So, got roughly 9 inches on here, and we need another 5. Here's 4, so we need 1 inch past the hammer.
Which would explain why it'd be useless to mark this hammer.
Should make pretty easy measuring deal. Tell basically where a stud is, which would be right here. Sounds right. There we go. Didn't really get a stud, but it's in. Sounds like right here. Pull that out. Sounds good. Okay. And again, what else did I use? Good. Good. Nice bead of caulking right along the top will be really nice. I'll go ahead and add this, still tighten it up just a little bit. Good. Sounds like about right there. Yeah. Good. Good, good. I'll go the other way. Two more nails, and then it's just all about caulking and paint. Right on the stud. Right on the stud again. Seems like my hammer has worked. Hammer method. There we go. It's nice and tight there. Nothing's moving. Go ahead and reset my nails. There we go. The rest is caulking and paint. Yay. It'll be nice in there. Okay, first things first, after replacing a baseboard behind a door, if it had a door stop, you're going to want to add the door stop. That'll prevent you from having to repair a hole in the drywall. Very common, happens all the time, especially when remodeling, where baseboards all get taken off, new baseboards get put on. Door stop's not put on yet, and somebody carrying something in busts a hole in the drywall. So, one way to prevent that is immediately after replacing the baseboards behind the door is go ahead and install the door stops. Simple enough, that part untwisted from this deal. Once you put the screw in, mount it high enough in the right spot. Yeah, it's easier to paint without it there, but this way, in the event somebody doesn't bust a hole, because that sucks too. You can always pop it back off when we paint, that way get it done, but now it's ready. Okay, caulking in the new baseboards. You can use a caulking gun, you can use a caulking tube. I actually kind of like a tube, because I don't need anything else. One less thing to carry around, but everybody's got their own preference here. Just going to go a nice bead across the top, and then we'll use the finger to spread it in. And here we go. All that was damaged on the top should clean up really easy. Here we go with the finger. This has a few little deals here on the top. Just kind of fix those up as I go. And then if I have excess, I can use it to fill in those nail holes. Fill in that corner. Just don't need a place for stuff to fall in back there. So I think it'll look a lot nicer, just like that. There we go. Fill in the nail hole. There we go. And a nail hole. Go. With them recessed, it just will work out good. Looks like I could use a little more caulking on the top on this edge, so I can add that extra in there. Make it nice and smooth. There we go. And now finish off these last little nail holes. Fill those in, make that nice and smooth. There we go. So when we paint it, it's going to be, at least in theory, the nail holes will be pretty much invisible. And now that gap in the corner. There we go. It's kind of a nice way to do it with the scribed corner. The caulking works out real good. It's painted in, it'll work out real good. The last little nail hole here. There we go. That's going to work out real good. A couple little marks just from being in storage. I think the paint will fix that up. And that one's all caulked in. Oh, one more. One more nail hole. If you get caulking on your finger, you can kind of rub your fingers together and it'll just kind of flake away. There you can also just rinse it off in the sink. There we go. Just one more look over to see if anything else looks good. It's not a dimple. That'll paint up real good. Looks like everything will work out real good there. Okay, on to the next baseboard here. There was a little ding there. Fix that up on the top there, so that looks like that will fix that up better. Just get rid of our nail holes. Pretty much just keeping the caulking just on where the nail holes are. In theory. There we go. And ready for the last one. That'll work good. Okay, it's a good idea to keep your fingers clean. So I showed you 2 ways to kind of keep your fingers clean as you go with caulking. There we go. Okay, there we go. Gonna get this edge here. And gonna get our line here. Put it along the top. All right. Rest is going to be for the paint. Okay, now the caulking is done. Can put the cap on. It's all set. Hands cleaned up and all, and ready for the paint. So I've got the white paint here in a can. Makes painting a lot easier. Paint's a little bit thick. Maybe better off to add a little water. It's a little too thick. So I'm going to drop a little water in and shake it up a little. It's like the lid maybe wasn't on all the way. So just a little water and stir it up, because I don't want it to leave lines in the paint. There we go. Okay, got it to consistency I like. And now, that's much better. Yeah. All right. Little by little, we'll get it there. We'll get it. Okay. We could untwist this to make this a little bit easier. I think the baseboard's a lot nicer. Could I got a little on the silver of that deal, but okay. Looks good. All right. And could cut in on the top with the gray, but it looks good. Looks finished. Nice new baseboard. Okay, here we go. And the baseboard. Cut in the top edge. There we go. Nice new baseboards. Yeah. Dry and nice. Might need a second coat, but not. We'll see. Okay, ready for painting.